The time now, it's 5 o'clock on this August the 5th, 2014, on a Tuesday evening. Time now for the What Magician PJ with the evening report. Tuesday evening, August the 5th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our conditions at 5 o'clock in North Massachusetts got a temperature of 84 degrees on temperature with fair skies, humidity 55%, wind speed southwest about 9 miles per barometer, 29.91 inches, dew point about 66 degrees, and visibility at 10 miles. Heat index 86 degrees. Okay, let us take a look at the radar scope and shows some showers and thunderstorms to the north of us, as some spotty showers and storms around west of Maine, and a little bit to the showers and storms around the Auburn, Lucerne area and west of Augusta, Maine. Showers in south-central Maine around the Kennebunk, and line of rain showers 101 from east of Manchester around to Dover, and line of rain showers around Berlin and west central and northwestern New Hampshire down for central Vermont and down to and spotty rain showers around the Albany area, and a line of showers and storms from eastern Quebec, western New Brunswick, and east central portions of Nova Scotia and east central portions of Prince Edward Island. A lot of rain showers and storms from the freeway from south of Syracuse down for Rochester, down for Buffalo, down for north central and west central portions of Pennsylvania, down for eastern and northwestern portions of Ohio, and a lot of rain showers in central and western portions of Michigan and northern portions of Indiana. And a lot of rain showers and storms from coastal North Carolina and off the North Carolina coastline. And a lot of rain showers from northeastern West Virginia down for the western Virginia down for the Carolinas. And we're seeing some spotty rain showers around Florida and spotty rain showers around the Gulf States and searching in east central Texas here. And down for the northeast portions of Mexico. And seeing some rain showers in north central portions of Mexico, a line of rain showers in west central Texas and southern and northern portions of New Mexico. And then searching in the Colorado, Utah, and up into southern Idaho, down for northern Nevada and California, down for Wyoming, and eastern Montana, down for northern Nebraska, and then western Iowa, down for Dakotas, and up into eastern Alberta, southwestern Saskatchewan, down for southern Manitoba, down to Ontario. Here. Okay, western Arkansas, good evening, 91 degrees with hazy, guys. Take a look at our satellite loop, and it shows a cloud shield from Nova Scotia down for Florida, and a spotted clouds from southern Alabama down for southwestern Georgia. A lot of clouds from St. James Bay in Canada, from Newfoundland in Canada down for northern New England, upstate New York State, Pennsylvania down for the Ohio Valley and the Kentucky, Tennessee, then stretching up into Wisconsin, Illinois, up into Minnesota and Iowa, and stretching the quarters in Nebraska, and then stretching it down to western Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, then stretching down to Colorado, and Utah, and Nevada, California, stretching it down to Wyoming and eastern Montana, and up into southwestern Manitoba, Saskatchewan, down for eastern portions of British Alberta, and line of clouds from western British Columbia down for western Washington State. There. Okay, let's take a look at our map situation. Station front from Alberta, stretching down from Manitoba down to Wyoming, and down to Colorado, Kansas, and down from Missouri, stretching out for southern Illinois, Indiana, and cold front from Ohio, up in the upstate New York, up in the northern New England, up in Quebec, and a warm front from eastern Quebec down for the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Station front from central Manitoba down for the northern Ontario, and a station front from Florida all the way up in the Atlantic Sea, to Mediterranean down to sea. As this is Bertha Air off the North Carolina coastline here, and a front of eye from southwestern Kansas down for western Oklahoma and Texas. Front of eye from Utah, Nevada, up in Oregon and Washington down for southern British Columbia, and front of eye down for the Gulf of California. We got high pressure in Virginia, northern Minnesota, Fort Quarter region, and west Montana, and low pressure in the northern Gulf of California, eastern Washington State, northeast Wyoming, and Ontario. 77 degrees at temperature out of Boston. It is 87 in New York City, 82 out in Pittsburgh, 91 in Washington, D.C., 88 out in Atlanta, 95 in Brownsville, 93 in Dallas, Texas, 84 in Miami, it's 89 in Kansas City, 85 in Omaha, 79 in Chicago, 76 in Detroit, 78 in Minneapolis, 77 in Great Falls, Montana, 66 in Seattle, 69 in San Francisco, 71 in Los Angeles, 89 in Las Vegas, 81 in Salt Lake City, 81 in Denver, 101 in Phoenix, and 78 out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here. Forecast discussion around the country here. More showers and thunderstorms for the Intermountain West and a wet period expected from the Central Plains to the Mid-Mississippi Valley. For the western United States, an upper level 2 over the Nevada and northern California with monsoon moisture in place of intense and shower and thunderstorm activity over the region. As this trail drifts east to Thursday, several areas of organized rainfall likely over the Great Basin and the Central Rockies with its moisture pool in areas of rising motion. For the Central Plains and Midwest, a stationary front and rising motion within this frontal zone will help the field development of some bands of showers and thunderstorms with local heavy rainfall from the same area may lead to the multiple random showers and storms. Warm and humid flow to the south will overrun cooler air to the north of the boundary, and tropical storm Bertha is still expected to remain offshore from the east coast and up to the sea. By the middle of the week, a stronger cold front is expected to arrive and move out to the northeast and Ohio Valley and plunge south across the Tennessee Valley and Appalachians of the Mid-Atlantic States. Along the head of the front, scattered showers and thunderstorms expected with dry air frontal passage here. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the country here. Right here in New England here. Scattered showers and thunderstorms anticipated into this evening, and then again on Wednesday, tropical storm Bertha will pass well southeast New England, bringing the threat of high surf and dangerous rip currents along with the coast. A cold front will move offshore Wednesday night, and upper trail lingers over the region Thursday, and then will move eastern on Friday. High pressure built over the region for the weekend and early next week. And near-term forecast may in the afternoon, moderate and scattered showers across southern New Hampshire. Wind intended to weaken as it crosses into the southwest and Cheshire County out of Windham County in Vermont between 18Z and 19Z, and a couple of small showers have been lingering along the city breeze front across southeast Connecticut, southwest Rhode Island. Front the cells are only producing light rain, and these cells in the southern New Hampshire may produce brief locally heavy rainfall over the next couple of hours, but they will tend to move into a more stable air mass along the driver air aloft. Imagine the best instability in place to low levels, but cannot will out a few more showers into this evening. Very warm temperatures with south-south winds in place, and highest temperatures so far were 91 at Boston, 90 at Bellingham, and West Bridgewater, and 89 in Fitchburg. For 19Z and low-level moisture in places across the coastal areas where dew points have been in the mid-upper 60s all day. Have dropped out of the upper 50s and lower 60s over the southern New Hampshire, north central and northwest Massachusetts, and even as far as south as northeast Connecticut. Weak sea breezes also placed on the east coast and Cape Cod. Dew points are around 70 degrees. We'll see improved conditions throughout this evening. In fact, will still need a moderate convection across southern New Hampshire. 1 or 2 showers may reach enough iron enough to produce lightning. Fog will be tough to disable air aloft, and cannot Charlie will at though. Alright, the latest on Bertha here. It's still a tropical storm, now at 50 miles per hour. Winds moving at north it's by 21 miles per hour. Central location 36.2 to the north, 17.3 to the west here. And it's making its way to the northeast and missing us by 3 miles and missing the Maritimes and straight to the northeast. And Saturday and the Sunday we could see the tropical depression, post-tropical depression, Bertha, the remnants of Bertha in southern England, Southern Ireland, and northern France. So, those people out there over the pond may have to watch the maps of Bertha here. Alright. Take a look at the latest advisory here, the public advisory. Bertha moving north-northeast well off to the U.S. Mid-Atlantic coast, and location about 36.2 to the north, 70.3 to the west. About 450 miles, 665 kilometers northwest of Bermuda. Maximum same winds 50 miles per 85 kilometers an hour. Present moving north-northeast over 30 degrees at 21 miles per 33 kilometers an hour. Minimum central pressure 1,007 millibars to 29.84 inches. Watches warnings are no coastal warnings watches in effect. At 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 21 in UTC, the central tropical storm Bertha was located in latitude about 36.2 to the north, 70.3 west of longitude, and Bertha is moving toward the north-northeast near 21 miles per 33 kilometers an hour. And a turn toward the northeast and east-northeast when increase in forward speed is expected over the next 4 hours, and maximum sustained winds are near 50 miles by 85 kilometers an hour with higher gusts. Slow weekends forecast during the next 48 hours, and Bertha is likely to become a post-tropical, extra-tropical cyclone on Wednesday, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 140 miles, 220 kilometers from the center. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,007 millibars to 29.74 inches. Has effect on surf swells journey by. Bertha will affect portions of this coast of North and South Carolina today and tonight, and these swells are likely to cause light threatening and surf and rip current conditions. Please consult predictors from your local weather office. Here. Alright. The latest on Hurricane Isabel, Category 3 storm with 125 mile per winds, 60 pointing over to the north, 139 and after the west, and a movement west by 9 miles must make its way as the hurricane is going to weaken and tropical storm as it approaches the Hawaiian Islands on 5 a.m. on Friday, and after the Flint Frigate shores here. And tropical storm Julio, west by 65 miles per hour, central location 4.2 in the north, 126 over to the west, and movement west about 14 miles per hour, making its way as a hurricane that's becomes tropical storm by Saturday. It's approaching the northeastern Hawaiian coastline here. So those people in Hawaii have to be watching the weather for the next 2 days due to the pair of storms here. And the National Hurricane Center position in the flash advisory and Hurricane Isabel located more than 1,000 miles east of the Hawaiian Islands. Further advisory will be issued by the Central Pacific Hurricane Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. The National Hurricane Center issued an advisory on tropical storm Julia will located more than 1,000 miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. And a small low-pressure system located 700 miles south of Acapulco, Mexico, and while the national activity has changed little in the organization during the past several hours, Upper level winds could become more contested for development over the next few days while the system moves west-northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Information chance for 4 hours, medium about 30%. Information chance for 5 days, medium about 30%. Here. Okay, let's take a look at the Central Pacific outlook here. The Central Pacific Hurricane Center in Honolulu, Hawaii is issued advisories on Hurricane Isabel about 10 to 30 miles east-southeast of Hilo, Hawaii. And the Central Pacific Hurricane Center in Honolulu, Hawaii is issued advisories on tropical depression. Genevieve looking about 1175 miles southwest of Honolulu, Hawaii. Elsewhere, no tropical cyclones are expected this Thursday morning. Here. And let's take a look at our latest on Halong here. Typhoon along. Now a Category 1 typhoon with winds up to 90 miles per hour, 150 miles per hour, latitude 20.80, longitude 130.30, and it's moving east of the Japanese coastline in the next 48 hours, and it's going to make its landfall in southwestern Japan as a Category 1 typhoon and weaken the tropical storm approaches south-central Japan, and it's moving at the sea between eastern Russia and northwestern Japan. Here. Alright, back to the States. Here. Back to the States. Here. Tonight's flows, we will see 60s in the region with some 50s up in northern Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and up in upstate New York, and some 44 around Mount Washington. And 2 concerns for Wednesday. Scattered thunderstorms will be possible across the ball of 7 New England on Wednesday. Local area downpours, hail, and frequent lightning will be the main threats. And one of the thunder wars, gore indoors. And rip currents, ability to swell from distant breath will lead to a risk of dangerous rip currents, especially south coastal and easterly facing beaches of Cape Cod and Islands. Marine small craft advisory in effect for seas of 4 to 6 feet from the south coastal and easterly facing beaches of Cape and the Islands. Here. Okay, let's take a look. At a futurecast radar here, and now showing some lots of rain showers and storms, the epitomis popcorn cluster showers and storms in northern northern New England up in Quebec and in eastern New York and western New York, and then the showers are going to anticipate while bands of showers and storms around 7 Albany around 9 o'clock here, and then we'll make its way down for western Massachusetts and northwestern Connecticut by about 11 o'clock, and then going to weaken about 1 a.m. and then a few showers of they will lose energy in the morning hour, but more showers and storms will reappear by about noontime around the south coast of Massachusetts up in the coastal Maine and east central New York here. And we'll keep you posted here. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our view from the outside here. Shows a beautiful day in store for this evening, but tomorrow we'll watch out for the storms here. 7-day forecast, it goes like this. For tonight, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after 11 p.m. Areas of fog after 2 a.m. About most skies got low 66 degrees and south wind about 5 to 9 miles per coming in west after midnight. Chance of precipitation 20%. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 1 p.m. Areas of fog before 7 a.m. Most of the skies got high near 80 degrees in northwest wind about 5 to 7 miles per coming in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 40%. New rainfall amounts between the 10th quarter and checks 7 amounts possible in thunderstorms. Wednesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly before midnight. Most of the skies got low 61 degrees and coming in the northwest about 5 miles per midnight. Chance of precipitation 40%. New rainfall amounts with less than 10 checks 7 amounts possible in thunderstorms. For Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 2 p.m. Most of the skies got high near 30 degrees and north wind about 6 miles per chance of precipitation 30%. New rainfall amounts of less than 10 checks 7 amounts possible in thunderstorms. For Thursday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly before 7 p.m. Patchy fog after 5 a.m. Patchy clouds got low 59 degrees and northwest wind about 3 to 5 miles per chance of precipitation 30%. Friday, patchy fog before 7 a.m. Sunny skies high near 80 degrees, and Friday night, Boston coast got low 61 degrees. Saturday, sunny skies high near 81 degrees. Saturday night, patchy skies, patchy fog after 5 a.m. Most coast got low 59 degrees. Sunday, patchy fog before 8 a.m. Sunny skies high near 82 degrees. Sunday night, most of the coast got low 61 degrees. Monday, sunny skies high near 82 degrees. Monday night, patchy got low 62 degrees. For Tuesday, mostly sunny skies high near 80 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the day. Good evening on tap, and tomorrow, watching out for storms and the rip currents here on the coast here. Better Channel News time, 5:14, and it is time now for a little travel report here on this Tuesday evening here. And it shows, let's start you off in downtown Boston, in Greater Boston, where Southeast Expressway on the southbound side backed up on both ends from, on the southbound side from Mass Pike all the way down to Braintree, split to 2 accidents here. Mass on the road, 2 accidents. 1 accident ramp is on the ramp to 93 from the Mass Pike. And another accident is on Southeast Expressway southbound in Quincy. And it's near the Adams Street exit here. And Tip O'Neill Tunnel slow on both sides. 93 northbound also from the Zachin Bridge all the way down to Medford. Tip O'Neill Tunnel slow on both ends here. Mass Pike on the eastbound side, slow from BU all the way down to the Logan Airport on the eastbound side of the Mass Pike. Eastbound side, westbound side, slow from Alston Brighton all the way down to Newton, and Mass Pike slow from Weston out of Natick, and Mass Pike slow from for the Framingham stretch here. 128 on the northbound side, slow from 95 in Peabody up into 62 in Danvers here, and 128 north, slow from Route 3 in Burlington all the way down for 28 in Stillman, and 128 south also around the Wakefield Redding stretch. And 128 southbound also from Lincoln all the way down to the Needham due to an accident on 128 on the southbound side near exit 19 in Needham, so try to suspect from. And 93 north also from 495 to 213 in Lawrence, Minnesota due to an accident on 93 north near 213 in Minnesota near. Route 3 on the northbound side slow from Burlington up in the low due to an accident on Route 3 north between Burlington and Billerica here. And 95 northbound fine from 128 to the New Hampshire border here. 495 north also on exit 44 on Lawrence. 495 south slow from 28 on the Andover Lawrence all the way down for Lowell. 495 south slow from Route 9 to Mass Pike in Westport, and 495 south also from near Route 16 in Milford here. And 95 south slow from 128 in Kensington and Ponce Street in Norwood here, and 120 on the southbound side 93 north, so from 95 in Norwood all the way down to the Braintree split, and 495 southbound that, an incident on 495 south near Route 44 in Middleburg. Otherwise, you're good to go from Westport to Wareham, and 95 south good to go from 120 to the Rhode Island border, 24 north Mulholland fine on both sides from Randolph to Fall River here, and Route 3 on the southbound side slow from the split all the way down for Union Street to Braintree, and Route 3 on the northbound side slow on the northbound side Route 3 due to an accident on Route 3 north in Plymouth, and another accident on Route 3 north near Route 44 in Plymouth here, so try to set some extra in that area here. And 79 south will also approach 195 in Fall River, and 195 east will also from Somerset to Fall River, and 195 westbound also around the Westport Dartmouth stretches, and Route 6 westbound also from Brewster to Dennis, and 20 north also put your bond water here, and Route 25 south so put 6 and 228 here, 6 and 28 in Buzzard Bay. Okay, let's take a look at around traffic outlook. 95 south also from 126 protected all the way down to downtown Providence, and 95 southbound a little slow from Warwick down for Route 4 in East Greenwich, and 295 north will slow run 37 in Warwick here, and 295 south slow from Route 6 to 14 in Johnstown and Crescent here, and 195 westbound also from East Providence to 95 in Providence here, and 146 north slow from 99 in Smithfield, North Smithfield to Stills Hill Road, and went North Smithfield right out here. And Newport and Jamestown Bridge to Milan found move for south slow around North Kingstown here. Peter Channel News on 519 here. Time now for the Peter Channel News, the evening report on this August 5th, 2014. Good afternoon, evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, the news. What's happening here? A U.S. general was killed, and more than a dozen people were wounded, including a German general in the latest insider attack, a man believed to be an Afghan soldier, U.S. official said. Nancy Ratball, American nurse and Kentucky while volunteering in the library, has said to be improving and settlement at Emory University in Atlanta. Double-decker buses crash at Times Square. At least 13, that's according to the info I got from Channel 7 in New York, WABC. Double-decker bus crash in Times Square. In New York, 13 injured crashed at 7 and 47 streets in Manhattan, and 8 pedestrians and 3 passengers were hurt. Media giant 21st Century Fox said Tuesday that it had withdrawn its bid to buy competitor Time Warner as Dale Fox chairman Rupert Murdoch pitched its last month to boost revenue and bargain and leverage against cable companies only to see his company share. Al Pacino man Andrew is destroyed home in Biot Anu Northern Gas is on August 5th, 2014 as all of our work and EPA experts on both sides say they were, but proven it to be harder and prosecuted even harder. There's a reason the San Antonio Spurs are one of the best organizations in the NBA. Tuesday, the team named Becky Hammond an assistant coach, making the first female played by an NBA team to be an assistant coach. Good for the Spurs here. Lady Worsley was Britain's first female Muslim cabinet minister, the embodiment of the modern conservative party that David Cameron has sought to encourage. France says that it's sped up delivery of weapons to the Lebanese army in response to the rise in violence in the country. Alex Salmon and Alistair Donald debate live on TV. Cameron Miliband and Craig Pillage more. Proud of Scotland top political commentators pick a winner and explain why. Yes, Scotland tells supporters what to do to treat during the debate. That Cabinet Prime Minister Shinzo of Japan also imposed new sanctions against Russia on Tuesday by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan. In U.S. news, investigators continued searching for a missing 6-year-old girl in Bremerton, Washington. The girl's parents now agreed to take a lie detector test. The home that was damaged by the landslide was located at Parkway Drive in North Salt Lake, Utah. Richmond, Virginia. A top Virginia health advisor testified on Tuesday that the corruption trial of former Virginia Governor Robert McDonald that she discussed the dietary supplement at the center of the trials and McDonald's wife in that supplement. A Wyoming couple was charged with felony child abuse, forcing the woman's 7-year-old son to live in an outdoor cage where they periodically fed him and sometimes feed him to use the bathroom, the prosecutor said on Tuesday. In business news, U.S. stocks and bonds yields fell on Tuesday after a report indicated that escalating tensions in Ukraine sparked concern about the region. More than stocks, a couple of minutes. Walgreens remain U.S.-based, according to Chicago Tribune, is looking for a W for Walgreens at Michigan Avenue and a new Walgreens at 4 block of North Michigan of Chicago. Based past Wall Street expectations, Walt Disney Company on Tuesday said quarterly profit totaled $2.25 billion, a 22% increase from the year-ago period. In San Francisco, Groupon Incorporated shares tumbled on Tuesday, extended trading after the Daily Deals company reported a steeper quarter loss on increased spending. As CVS closed out cigarette shelves, they're saying the results of the loss of cigarettes are driven on sales significantly front store same-store sales. The Diamond Standard found hundreds of millions of email addresses and other types of personal information found in hands of Russian hackers. Now the San Francisco-based startup makes its case for a heads-up display for caused by a non-secure heads-up display just like commercial airline pilots use when Airlines says that avocado is acting in a YouTube video. CBS circling James Corden to place Claire first on a late show as CBS may have found his sister for 12:35 a.m. talk to months after Ferguson announced his plan to exit. Olivia Wilde is so focused on her mother and the latest photo shoot includes a serene image on a breastfeeding actress, her 5 months old. Olivia Wilde is so focused on mother that her latest photo shoot includes a serene image of the actress breastfeeding her 5-month-old son, Otis. No disabled list for Pittsburgh Pirates Andrew McCutchen as the Baseball Tonight group breaks down the impact of Andrew McCutchen's absence have on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Nightingale MLB biogenesis nightmare from over. In Louisville, Kentucky, created in 1986, the official World Golf Ranking has taken its share of hits with its confused 2-year point system, allowing such audience as player claiming the top spot without playing or have a top ranked golfer not owning a major. At number 1, Roy McIlroy is in good place. Utah Jazz swingman survived the first round of cuts with a 1 of 16 finals that continued training with a national team in Chicago later this month. And Cleveland Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel gets ready as quarterbacks Brian Hoyer and Connor Shaw watch. And tonight, the Red Sox will be in St. Louis for a 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals and Busch Stadium tonight. Ruby Dillos on the mound for the Red Sox, while Lance Lynn on for the Cardinals. Scientists are poised for a key moment in the history of space explorations when Europe's Rosetta spacecraft attempts a rendezvous with a comet on Wednesday. A comet called C-2013A1 sighted in spring is gradually reaching Mars with a rare and close flyby around the red planet on October 19th. The comet's flyby caused NASA to shelter its Mars orbiters and rovers from the kind which will have to be put. A global health expert warned Tuesday that Ebola virus outbreak is out of control and there is no international plan to address it. It's well known that fish is good for you now. A study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine confirms that fish boost brain health and may help prevent neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's. Here. Alright, let's take a look at the New England Alert. Inland, Massachusetts, a 4-alarm on Bennett for 2-story wood structures on fire. No injuries. And in Waltham, Massachusetts, 2-car and motor vehicle accident in Trenton, Waverly Oaks Road, and Beaver Street, Jaws Work, and Flatland Road. Peter, Channel News Time, 5:25. Time now for the closing stock market report from CNBC.com. Here. U.S. stocks, Dow Jones. Dow Jones closed 6429.47, down 139.81. SP 590.21, down 18.78. Nasdaq 4352.83, down 31.05. In the European stock market, DAX 989.74, up 35.68. FTSE 6682.48, up 4.96. CAC 4232.88, up 15.66. In Asia, Nikkei 15320.31, down 154.19. Shanghai 2219.95, down 3.39. HSI 24648.26, up 48.18. In the oil stocks, 97.38, down 31 cents. Brent 104.88, down 53 cents. And natural gas 3.89, up 0.056. In gold markets, gold 1289.60, up 70 cents. Silver 19.78, down 0.453. And copper 3.2025, down 0.0415. In bonds, US 10-year yield 2.4889%, down 0.002. Germany 10-year yield 1.163%, down 0.013. And Japan 10-year yield 0.52%, down 0.001. In the FX here, European US dollar 1.3373, down 0.0002. US dollar Japanese yen 102.60, up percent. And British pound and US dollar 1.6881, down 0.00302. And that is me for the Weather Magician Peter Channel News Evening Report on this August 5th, 2014 on a Tuesday evening. PJ wishing you have a good evening with a good positive. I'll be back for the Weather Magician and the Peter Channel News Late Night Report right after the Red Sox Cardinals game in St. Louis and the Pete Sports Roundup. P. Woods, have a good night with a good positive attitude. Have a good evening. I'll see you right after the Sox game and Sports Roundup.